Just a second. Hey, Rolo. Hello, hello. I wonder if we can get Elaine. Okay. I have allergies, so if I sound stuffy or gross, that's why. Because in Florida, apparently allergies happen at basically November. Okay, the first thing I just want to talk about is Apple and Amazon had their earnings after hours today, and the aftermarket session closes in 17 minutes. So I just wanted to talk about where they are and kind of what your plan is for tomorrow. So, again, sorry I'm sniffly. Hopefully, you can't hear all the sniffles that I do, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so Apple is gapping up into all-time highs after hours. So that's that. So what do you do? When they open in the morning, you're going to want to mark your open because that is your continuity level on the daily chart. And you're looking to see if they gap up and sell it or gap up and go and keep buying it. So daily candle color is going to help you determine which they are doing. Also, it's probably a good idea to mark like your gap level. Since we're opening up here, that would be your gap level to fill. If they gap and puke, gap fill target would be a target. And then you're just going to look for reversals on whatever time frame you want. So if you're a scalper and we open the day a red 2 up, and then on the second 1 minute candle you get a red 2 down, you can go ahead and short it because you have daily continuity in your favor. Or you could wait for a 5 minute 2 up 2 down reversal, or a 15 minute 2 up 2 down, or a 30 minute 2 up 2 down, or a 60. You get it. So as long as we're below the daily open when we open, you can short it. If we are above the daily open, the candle is going to be green, which is going to tell you that they are still buying it. And you want to be a buyer, and you want to look for actionable signals in the direction of daily and all time frame continuity. Ugh. Wish these meds would kick in. Amazon. So today they sold them off. Where the heck? Oof. Okay. So also Amazon, we're gapping above the all-time high. You can see previous all-time high is 242.52. We are $10 above that in after hours. Today they sold it off. So anybody who held short into earnings is going to be majorly underwater. Anybody long is doing good. But same question, do they take profit come morning time? Me, if I bought Amazon, actually one of our members, Dan Taco, he actually didn't take this trade, but it was a beautiful trade. I remember it was this setup here, but we had a 4-hour inside bar and up. So if you were long anywhere in here and then we gap up all the way $10 above all-time highs, you're probably going to want to take profit, right? So because that's a big gap. So I would look for them to sell it off. But again, it's all relative to the open and if we're above or below it. I'm going to show you this entry. Because what had happened was, sorry, they triggered the quarter down and then immediately negated it the following day. So I'm going to show you on the 4-hour chart because it was perfect. We had an inside 4-hour right here. It's funny when you remember charts. It just happens. I don't know what the hell that is, but so you had an inside 4-hour to negate, inside 4-hour and up to negate the quarterly trigger, and can't talk today either. I don't know if it's the allergies or the cold or the medicine. I don't know. I'm doing this all day. What was I saying? So the inside 4-hour and up could trigger a daily 2 down 2 up reversal, and it did do that, and it went to our immediate. I also remember this Browning formation from weeks ago because I kept posting about it. High, low, new high, new low, new high, new low, new high. I have to update this actually because it's perfect. But do you see where that 4-hour entry was all the way down at the bottom, coming back through the range and a pivot machine gun? So that's awesome stuff, right? So anyway, a little lesson in Browning formations. But anyway, if you were in from here this day or this day, you're good and you're gonna open with a lot of profit. So I'm gonna update this right now. I'll try and find it. The Browning formation that just keeps on giving. When was that? 10-10. Bye. Just 1 second. There's probably a faster way to do this, but I didn't post that much. Google. Bitcoin Browning formation. Ugh, here it is. Quote Amazon. The broadening formation that just kept on giving. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, let me see if you guys have any questions. Hey, Frankie. Oh, somebody said good morning. Well, if you're new to the strat, what you're gonna come to learn is part of the beauty of the strat is that we use all the time frames. Even if you're a day trader, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit when we look at the futures charts. Because we were calling for an outside day on ES at midnight last night. I was still up and I had an alert that went off and I looked at my chart and I was like, oh, we're failing yesterday's highs. So I mentioned in the room we were gonna go potential double outside day on ES, which we did do, and then we hit another target. So knowing that information with the, man, I sound ridiculous. Hold on. So our analysis always starts at the higher time frames, and then we kind of whittle down. You know, we have a bias, we have a direction, we have continuity on the day. Also, even if you're a day trader, it can be very difficult to trade when you're still an inside week. So, I mean, it can be done if you have some range on the daily chart, but if you're an inside week, you can run into some trouble there. So we tend to stay away from inside weeks. Oh, there was a beautiful short last night. I'm going to show you on ES. This is when my alert went off. I pulled up the charts. So I had an alert if we took out, what is this? Wednesday. Today is Thursday. So I had an alert set for if we took out Wednesday's high, which we did at 11 p.m. my time, which is Eastern time. And then what happened is we ran into exhaustion risk because we just made new highs, new all-time highs. And we always say that that is potential for exhaustion risk. And then what happened on the very next candle is we look for reversals when we're at exhaustion risk, anticipating that be the top of a potential broadening formation. And then we had this 60-minute pivot machine gun. And then this down here was Wednesday's low. So the range that's on the chart, so this green line and this white line was Wednesday's range. And Wednesday was an outside candle, right? So it took out Tuesday's highs and Tuesday's lows. And so when we take out a high, we look for reversals. And then you had this pivot machine gun. So look at what happened. We had the midnight flip, and I mentioned in the room that it was the midnight flip, so kind of an important time, I guess. I don't know. I really don't pay attention to futures this late at night, so I can't really speak to that, but it seems like an important time. Somebody more versed in like when the session's open and closes can let me know. But anyway, so we triggered the 60 reversal. 60 reversal. This is a 2 up, 2 down reversal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major targets. And this is a major target because it's a pivot low. That's a pivot low. So don't get greedy. That was a great place to take some profit or take most of your profit off. It happened so quickly. You don't want to be a greedy pig. Then in the overnight session, it just kind of chopped around mother bar problems all in here until that broke. And then this is all a compound inside bar. And if you go to a different time frame, oh, I'm going to show you something else on a different time frame. So this is a choppy mess. There was there was a couple short signals. Inside and down, which it did do, but that was the magnitude. And then they went outside bar. Then they went 3, 1, 2 down, hit magnitude again, took profit again. Then they went inside and 2 up, which hit 1, 2 targets. So that was good for a little intraday scalp, if you will. But you remember that you're trying to go outside day, which means you're trying to take out this low. Wednesday's low, right? So you don't really want to be trading longs, especially if the day is red. So then you get a inside, 2 up, 2 down. This is a rev strat, which then goes and targets outside day. And then again, this is today's price action intraday. We get stuck inside these two candles. And if you go to a higher time frame, you're going to notice you had two 2-hour inside bars. So if you can't see compound inside bars yet, go to different time frames. I know I was reading our futures chat in our Discord earlier, and I know that everybody got chopped up in here, and I haven't told them yet, but they were trading inside bars because I don't think anybody actually noticed that, but they were trading a double inside on the 2-hour or an inside 4-hour. Let's see if it shows up on the chart. Yeah, inside 4-hour. So then once that double inside 2-hour broke, then they went down and took out another daily magnitude, which was Monday's candles low. And then what happened? Profit taking end of day. So all these pivot machine gun targets to outside day, and then an additional target on the day. I'll show you the day. It was this low. And then it just went into the gap. It did not fill the gap. It probably went 50% of the gap. It's kind of what it looks like. A little more than 50% of the gap, which you could mark as a level too. It's just kind of mathematical. So now, I can't wait for this week to be over. These ranges look pretty big, but they're really not. So now the question is, tomorrow's Friday. We are dead inside a broadening formation. So your question becomes, how do we get out of the broadening formation, or don't we? So here is your 60-minute broadening formation shown on a daily chart. So how are we going to get out of there? Probably aren't. In a perfect world, especially for me, because I'm doing the Ninja Trader Arena Cup on Monday, and Monday, the open, we have a new month, we have a new week, and we have a new day. So what I want as Sara Strat Sniper, I will draw it for you. And then if we get it, we can be like, hell yeah. So what I want is I want Friday. I don't even want to work tomorrow. I want Friday to be an inside day. Okay? I want to close the week with an inside day. Preferably lower. Inside day, right? 3, 1. What does this level become? This level becomes a weekly reversal, because we're going to have 5 days of price action. That's 1 week of time. So this level becomes our weekly 2 up, 2 down reversal. So then what I want is a 3-1-2 day down to trigger the week. And I want to puke. I want to puke all the way through here so I can win the arena competition. Because say we close the week right now, that is this is going to be this level here, this 68.51. If we closed right here, that's going to be this week's low. So next week, we would want to break it to the downside for a weekly actionable signal or a reversal. Same exact thing with NQ. Except NQ's weekly level is lower. It's down here. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of price action. So if we closed right now, that would be last week's high, and then this would be, I'm saying as if we're in next week, and this would be last week's low. So I want to puke so we can win the competition. I have, I think, allergies. I keep sneezing. Sorry, reading the chat comments. I just covered what I want to happen next week. B, you ever heard of the 4-hour re-trigger? That's what we call doing battle. As well as 322 first live. No. No, I have not. Let's go look at something else. Let me get gold is lovely. So if you've been following me on I can't even say the M word. If you've been following me on Sunday nights with the Ninja Trader crew, we were talking about getting a pullback and stopping out people with stops using the trend. This red level is that level. So that was a major target, right? Because anybody who's been long since way back here has had a nice daily easy uptrend, right? So when profit taking happens, which occurred back here for the first time, this was a 322. When profit taking occurs, we're looking to stop out people who are long. So that is where everybody's stop was who's been following the trend since August. So we finally stopped him out after 2 months, right? So came down. I was talking about this level with PAX on the stream, 39.58. We took it out. Now, unfortunately, they were a little sneaky. They didn't make it so easy because the following day we had a exhaustion. This stopping people out becomes exhaustion risk. We had a reversal that failed to go anywhere on Wednesday, and that sucks, but it's part of the game. You just have to stop out. Then the next day, so it's kind of funny. So the Bulls attempted a long and the Bears smacked it down. Then the following day, the Bears tried to short, but the Bulls smacked them out. And then they came up and took out that target. So what does the weekly candle look like now? Potential hammer for next week. That would be the level. If we were to close right now, which we are not, we have another day of price action. But if we were to close right now, it's setting up for a 2-2 back up after stopping out those longs. So is that a good entry? Yes, it is. So your broadening formation, I don't care how you draw it. The goal was to make a lower low, stop people out. So after we make a lower low, we want to what? Make a higher high. So we want to come back up through here. And we know that our weekly trigger is there. Our weekly target is there. I'll show you the weekly chart again. It's just the Strat combo sheet. It's 2 down, 2 up. The target is the previous 2. Pretty simple stuff. Gold was even more, or no, sorry. Silver was even more obvious and beautiful. All right, so the silver stops, where are the silver stops? If you're just looking at this chart and you understand what an uptrend is, which if you don't, it's very simple. It's just, it looks like this, right? Higher highs and higher lows. Like you could draw a trend line under it, you know? And that's why people do use trend lines, but they're usually late to the party because the break happens before the trend line break. But anyway, so if I'm a trader and I'm in a position, where are my stops? Whoa, whoa. Okay, we're not going to start from all the way down there. We're going to start from here. That's a lower, higher low. I always screw that up. That's a higher low. That was the level. That's a higher low. That's a higher low. That was the top. Okay, so this is where people's stops are. We know this to be true. People are taught, if you're following the trend, to put your stops there. But what's cool is it triggers their stops when they do hit. So what happened? We went from a new all-time high, change in continuity, 3, 1, 2 down day, which took out 1, 2, 3, almost 4. That's the important level. This one here, we're going to make it dashed. Why is that the most important level to take out? Because that's where everybody's stops are. So we want to take that out. And then we want to reverse. So what happens? Does not take it out on this day, you get a reversal back up. I would have not taken this long because we did not take out the lows. So I would not want to be long that. I need to see people get stopped out first. So then you had a 2 up, 2 down, boom. We take out the lows on this day, which was Monday. Oops. We take out the lows on Monday. We continue down on Tuesday. We take out these lows. So now we've taken out both of the dashed stop people, which is pretty good, right? So we've taken out both of those people. So anybody's long since the beginning of October just got stopped out. And then what happened? We got a 2 down hammer. 2 down, 2 up. Where are they trying to go? Back through the range. And they're trying to set up a hammer week for next week. So we've already hit 2. Sorry. We've already hit 2 of. I should try and talk quieter, I think. We've already hit 2 of the 3 targets. So now we stopped out anybody who was long. So now anybody who shorted silver and is using this now as their stop, we're about to take them out as well. So this is how we screw everybody, but we're always on the right side, right? Stopped out the longs. Once we hit this level, anybody who's using this as their stop, which they would be, because why? Because it's a downtrend, it's a lower high. So they're taught to put their stops there. Well, they're about to get screwed. They don't know it. They're like, ugh, I hope my stop doesn't get hit. And we're like, we're coming for your stops. Right? So that's cool stuff. Dollar, I've been talking about this. I don't know if anybody cares about the dollar, but it went double inside week and up. I've had this brown information drawn since September. And the goal is to come and make a new high of 100.05. And we went double inside week and up, and we hit these 2 magnitudes. There's nothing else in there internally. I even went back to the 15-minute chart, and it was just a huge dump. So there is no levels in there. I tried to go back to the 5-minute chart, and then I got really annoyed because it took forever. Maybe it won't take so long on the computer. I was using my phone. Here, we're going to try it real fast. Bear with me. Nope, there are still no levels. What happened this day? What was this day? 8-1. 8-1-25. The market just took a major dump. on the dollar. Right at the open. No, an hour before open. It was probably some sort of Fed news or something. Oh, it was related to tariffs. Okay, that makes sense. So that's why I can't find any levels. 8-1. Can I go to the 1 minute chart? But see, it takes me all the way back. There's got to be a faster way to do this. I think there is. I just don't remember it. And if I draw something in replay mode, will it stay on my chart? Don't know. Well, I broke it. Shit. I broke my chart. Okay, it's not broken. I'd really like another level in there. I thought there was a way. Aha! I think I just found it. Hold on. 1 minute. Go to 8-1. Oh, it won't give me that many 1 minute bars. Shit. What about 2 minute bars? Nope. Huh. So they don't stock that many 1 minute bars. There's a limit. Good to know. That kind of screws me. That was the wrong chart anyway, but I'm imagining it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. Okay. I did not trade today because I wasn't feeling all that well, and I have Wednesdays off, or sorry, today is not Wednesday. I keep saying I'm off a day because I usually do this stream on Wednesday, and I had to reschedule it for Thursday, so I'm like off. So I did not trade today. I really didn't pay much attention to anything going on. So if you guys have a chart or something that was really cool that happened today, let me know. Ooh, BA, jeez. Not like it's earnings. CMG failed the monthly breakout. Potential outside month. Definitely went outside month. Inside week and down this week, which triggered on Monday. I don't really advocate holding through earnings though. Nobody has any cool tickers. Huh. XLI. XLI 60-minute Browning formation. We will take a look. Oh, yeah. Cool. Was that it? Yeah. That is cool. Technically, that did not make a higher high there. So you would have to draw it. High, low, new high, new low, new high. Nope. Still, you can see like most of it's there. Starbucks. So some about earnings. Let's look at the 30-minute. Let's look at the 15 actually. Hold on. Okay, so that is the correct daily level for an outside day. But a gap level. Okay, I had to make sure my chart was right. Okay. Gap down. Tom made this indicator, by the way, so you don't have to like manually go and mark your opens on the month, week, day, 60. They go lower too. I just didn't want the lower time frames. Anyway, gap down. They traded lower, did not trigger the quarter, started coming back up and through. So what you would have seen on a lower time frame is some sort of reversal, like the 5-minute. Let's go to the 5. Yeah, so you had 2 down, inside, 2 up reversal, hit outside daily magnitude, and then gap fill magnitude, and then that's when it kind of came in. Or if you were using the 15-minute chart, not as cool, but this is a 3-2, hit your daily outside magnitude and the gap, and then you could have trailed to there, but again, that's not as cool because this candle was quite big. Let's go to the 1 minute and see what the wording reversal looked like. This is right. I don't think that's the right. Yeah, I knew that wasn't the right day. Okay. Right here. 2 down, inside, 2 up. Might have stopped you out, or maybe you trailed out on a reversal against and then waited for an entry back in. There was several ways back in. There. 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 And there. This is how you guys need to be studying, because you should be able to spot these pretty quickly. All you're looking for basically is 2-2 reversals, inside and up reversals, and then target, hit, and then 2 up, 2 down, profit taking reversal. Okay, Starbucks, TOST, put swing. Wow, I already see 2 awesome higher time frame entries. So first of all, you have a potential 2 up, 2 down week. And your target. Target. Yep. Target. And you had an inside day that could trigger the 2-2 week. That was lovely. So even if you use that whole candle, which we don't really recommend, it's like an 8-to-1. And what was the dollar move? Dollar move was $4-ish or 10%. Pretty sweet. Oh, that's pretty liquid. Maybe I'm gonna have to add this to my chart. Ooh, look here. What else do you see? So we had a week. We always start with the higher time frames. It's like reading, like left to right. So mark your higher time frame actionable signal, so that's the week, then the day, then the 4 hour. What do you see? You have an inside 4 hour that can trigger the day. Inside 4 hour and down, which can trigger the day. So now actually your stop is even more awesome. Or your RR. You can use the 4 hour. You can use the whole candle as a stop. That's a 10-to-1 RR with not a single 4 hour against you. And an ad. Look at that. Let's go to the hour. Let's see if there was an hourly that could trigger the 4. Sure was. You had a 2 up, 2 down, 60, which could trigger the 4 hour, which could trigger the day, which could trigger the week. This is the good stuff. So now 14.5-to-1. So pretty awesome. That was a great one. Great for studying. And again, left to right, high to low is how you mark it. And then it goes backwards. The 60 triggers the 4 hour, triggers the day, triggers the week. But you have to have your higher time frames marked. Does that make sense? Everybody, this is what we call the domino trade. It's my favorite. MSTR, MicroStrategy. That's awesome that it went up after earnings, after taking out the lows. So stopped everybody out. Just talking with a member about this. Okay, I can't tell where it closed. $269. Oh, it's gonna be a kicker. Excuse me, that was nasty. Anyway, stopped all these guys out. So anybody who was long in here for some reason, I shouldn't say for some reason. It was actually a legitimate reason because we had a potential weekly 2 down, 2 up to trigger. But that got negated on Tuesday when we went 2 up, 2 down. So even if you entered long here, trying to trigger the week, because that's a domino, you can do that. But the moment you get a reversal against, you got to get out. So you would have been in profit by $4. So even though you stopped out, you would have made $4 profit. And then you could have gone the other way. So exit your long there and then flip short, targeting here. But anyway, so now after hours, they're going to be opening right around today's high. So that's a kicker, a kicking pattern. It's a bullish kicker. And you're going to want to mark your levels. I am such a mouth breather today. Sorry. It's the only way I can breathe. I should have bought some nose spray in addition to allergy medicine. Yep, so that's cool. Tesla. Inside day down. Yep. Did not hit daily magnitude, but I imagine there was levels, other levels. It's important to use all these time frames. Because you don't know how low price is going to go. So you got to look left. All right. So inside day down occurred here. This was a lovely failed 2 down, 2 up. So go the other way. 2 up, 2 down. So this, if you tried to go long, anticipating an outside day for Tesla, you'd have to get out, and then you got to flip short because it's below the daily open. Inside day and down is in force, right? So then they took out target 1, target 2, target 3, inside down, miss target 4, inside up, you have to cut. So your trade on Tesla, if you traded it perfectly on the 15-minute chart, would be this. So you would have made $8.11 a share if you're using the strat, because you took out 1, 2, 3 pivot targets, and then the reversal occurred, inside and up reversal occurred there. Right? Then it did not quite take out low of day after hours, but whatever. This is all mother bar problem. All this is an inside bar to that. You dig? Okay, Tesla. By the way, you can use the replay to go back on a higher time frame and switch to lower time frame. And drawings do stay on the chart. Thanks, Gary. Hey, Gary. Good to see you, bud. Saline flush. Yeah, I don't have any of that stuff. I don't like putting. Never mind. I was going to make a joke, but probably not appropriate. Palantir, inside day to potentially trigger 322 down week next week. Well, we are at all-time highs. Month, week. You have earnings next week, so I'm just going to stop you there. You have earnings on Monday, so avoid. Thanks, Frankie. Sometimes I just look at my list and be like, what, what number it looks large. Coin. What happened, buddy? Ah, that happened. Turnaround Tuesday. Sorry, turnaround. Yeah, I was right. Okay, so what happened? Let's look at coin. Because people always think that, like, we don't show the losers. And it's not that things are losers, it's that we have to reevaluate and go the other way to make them a winner. Right? Like, it's why we have Turnaround Tuesday. We're either going to confirm what we know or we're going to negate it. If we negate it and we're already in a position, we have to exit and we have to reverse our position. So it's not that we don't show the losers, it's that we don't lose. No, I'm kidding. But the point is, what happened? So let's look at coin. Coin was a 2 down, 2 up week on a gap up. Okay, so on Monday, that's the weekly open. That's where they opened on Monday. They gapped it up. Didn't really go anywhere. Did take out this magnitude. And then that was kind of all that was around, right? Like, because this is a daily chart, so there's nothing else to up there. But so on Monday, the week was in force. Was it in force strongly? No, because the Bears ended the day red. Okay, so then what? Then Tuesday comes around. It's why we have a cute little name for it. Turn around Tuesday. It means something. If we have a cute name for it, it means something. It means we're turning shit around. Like, so turnaround Tuesday comes this day. 2 up, 2 down. Are we in force on the week now? No, we are not in force on the week. Now, what happens with failed 2s? They go 3. So you'd look for an outside week to be possible on the weekly chart, right? Now we only have 1 day left in the week, so maybe we don't get an outside week. But if we don't get an outside week, we close, because remember, we have 1 day left. So I sound ridiculous. If we go to 2 down continuation, maybe we just take out this magnitude, or maybe we go and we do take out the outside week magnitude. That would be cool. But if we don't, and say we close like this, next week you're set up for a 2 up, 2 down week, which is nothing more than a compound outside week. It's all the same stuff. Target is still the same. So 2 down, 2 down, 2 down, target 1. Gap fill. Let me put this back. Gap fill. Target 3 or 2, whatever. And no sweat against. And looky here. What do you see? What do you see? Low, high, new low, new high, coming for a new low. Is that still the magnitude? It is. Cool stuff. We love it. Okay, let's see what else. What else did you guys have that was cool? It is a Nirvana shirt. Here. I have a lot of music shirts. Some people think I'm too old to wear them. I tell them, I don't care. Yeah, I do not envy Palantir on Monday. You can trade earning. What do you mean? Timmy, what is the reason for not trading earning hourly bars? First hour flip may be. We do trade. Somebody retracted their message. SMR. Is that a ticker? No. What's SMR? What are you telling me? Wait, maybe it is a ticker. Hold on. Nuclear power. Okay. Is it this top one, the NYSE one? Okay. I just learned out, God, I can't talk. I just found out that NEE is Florida's Power and Light. It's called FPL, Florida Power and Light, but it's called Next Era something. Oh, well, Okay, I see what you're getting at. So I would draw it. Like my eyes would view it this way. High, low, new low, coming back through. Yeah. Thank you. Next era energy. Yeah. That's what NEE is. I didn't know that, but I didn't know that it had to do with Florida because it's not anywhere in the thing. And one of my a friend I know from down here has worked there for 37 years. He calls me last night. He's like, "Why is it down?" I go, "I can tell you why." I told him why. He's like, "I don't get it." I'm like, "I don't know. The market didn't like their earnings." And I didn't even get into the beautiful broadening formation on NEE. So it was awesome. So look at this. This chart is picture perfect. All right. We're going to start with around here. So you have a red 2 up. Then, and you're at recent highs. So this is an exhaustion reversal play. Where are you targeting? If you just made new highs, you're stratter, you're targeting new lows. New lows are new pivot lows. Is this a pivot low? It is. Why? Because the candles to the left and right of it are higher. So this is, by definition, a pivot low. It makes a V, right? 2 up, 2 down, enter. You're targeting here. Inside day, add. Still targeting here. And then you got a little bit more. This was the major target, but it's not to say you cannot look left and go get more targets, right? They're all pretty close together. So target clusters we like. Did not hit the 82.41. We missed it by 6 cents. So we did hit these 2 targets. That was the lowest target that we hit. Then what happened? Why does that keep happening? I don't know. Then what happened? Inside bar reversal after making new lows. New lows. What do we look to do? So now your target becomes what? New highs, right? Boom. Make new highs. Boom. You're taking profit. You're covering here. You're flipping here. You're exiting there. Then what happened again? Earnings. Gap up. Puke from the open. So where are you targeting? New lows, of course. And outside day, target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4. Now we can go to a lower time frame. This is a gapper because you closed here, opened up here. Open was 87.52, and the high of the day was 1 cent higher at 87.53. So that tells me the 1 minute chart would have worked. Yeah. So there's the gap up. Here's a 1 minute entry. Buked, took out a bunch of these guys, right? So maybe you take a little profit there, maybe you don't. Maybe it comes back up and stops you out, and then you have to get back in. Maybe you get in here. But you see the point. Let's look at the 5. See that big giant 3 stopped out all these people. So that was a great level to cover a little bit, right? Because all these guys got stopped out. Then they went corrective activity, and then puke some more, corrective activity, puke some more, targets, profit taking, sideways, break out of that range, lower lows on that daily time frame. That was an earnings trade example. Oh, but I'm 3 minutes late to answer. I don't know what I'll be watching for next month yet. I'll do that over the weekend. But we know what actionable signals look like, so we know what we're looking for. Any particular reason you use the 12-hour instead of the daily? Yeah, because the daily gets a bunch of ghost wicks in it, and it's incorrect a lot, whereas the 12-hour never is wrong. The 12-hour is the daily chart, just better. That's how I kind of describe it. But how cool is that chart? Perfect. Beautiful. Oh, if you guys haven't watched my new Strat course, people seem to really like it. I got a couple comments. People said that the way that I explained broadening formations in the new course helped them a lot. I mean, NVIDIA's just sitting up at all-time highs. Had a little corrective activity today. Nothing much. Nothing much to talk about here. Maybe you'll get a 2 down, 2 up reversal tomorrow and make new highs. Because they obviously didn't do any. The bears did not do anything today for NVIDIA. And you're nowhere near reversing last week's lows. So you want to see this as corrective activity and then go back up. Like that. Depends where we open though. Where are the futures? Futures should be opening up because sorry. I feel like I need to sneeze. Because of Amazon and Apple earnings. And right now you're getting a 60-minute, nope, that's a 4-hour. You're getting a 4-hour reversal back through our broadening formation. It was an hourly. Big outside 60. Big outside 60s. What time was that? 4 o'clock. Oh, right after the earnings came out. Duh. This is Amazon and Apple earnings, that big 60. We could show it on the 30. That's Amazon and Apple spike. So we will be opening higher than we closed on SPY, Qs. Not these two. Not IWM or DIA. They're pretty flat, it looks like. You have to have a premium. You have to pay for it. And if you don't pay for it, you should be able to type 12H. If you pay for it, you should be able to type 12H. If you don't pay for TradingView, you do not get fun custom timeframes. And everybody should pay for TradingView who's serious about trading. They're about to have their Black Friday sale, which is when you should buy it. And I think I tell people for the strat and what your purpose is. I think you need the medium. Maybe it's premium. Medium level. Yeah, it's the plus. You want to get the plus. So if you pay annually, it looks like it's I'm not even an affiliate of TradingView, but I'm just helping you guys out. It's the reason you as a stratter want this level 1 is so you can have 4 charts per tab, meaning you can have your 4 futures or your 4 time frames. And you favorite time frames by just clicking the little star next to it, and you can create time frames if you pay for TradingView. Yeah. So, like I said, you could just type 12H anywhere on the chart, and it'll pull up a 12-hour. Yeah, we don't even need the indicators. Like, you don't need a strat indicator. If you can't tell with your eyes what a 1, 2, and 3 is, you've got more work to do for sure. That's like basic, easy, kindergarten level stuff. Pull up a chart and be like 2 up, 2 down, 2 down, 2 up, 2 up, 2 up, 2 up, 2 up, 2 up. Just go through. That's how I did. That's how I learned. 3, 1, 2 up, 1. I mean, remember, it's direction that it breaks the previous candle is what classifies it as a 2 down or 2 up. Everybody always got confused because the color. They would see this candle here, this green 2 down hammer, and call it a 2 up. That's not a 2 up, that's a 2 down. I would even tell people turn their colors off in their charts. That's how you can learn. You can turn off your red and green candles or make them all like black or whatever, or white or whatever. Purple. I don't care what color. If you can't figure it out, DV, you could just Google it. All right, I'm gonna get off here. My voice. Oh, you got it. Okay, cool. Um, add interval. Yeah, I haven't added a thing in a long time. Oh, add custom right at the top. Add custom interval. Yeah, if you have a favorites, I always have a favorites. I like the favorite time frame up there, so I don't have to type it. Alex doesn't have that. Alex just goes like 5M for 5 minute. I don't like to do that because I'm a slow ass typer. Eight-second charts. Oh, I do remember you. Yeah. I feel fine. I just sound like garbage. Although this does suck to sleep with. Like, it's impossible to breathe. Maybe I'll get nose spray. I don't know. Yeah. Vicks, old school. I might have some actually. If I do, I will definitely use it. Thank you. All right, boys and girls, I gotta let you go. I gotta do some work for our premium members. Oh. And again, I'll be on the Ninja Trader Live, the competition with other traders. I don't even know who I'm trading against, but it'll be fun. So, yep, I will see you guys around. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later.